Hi everybody, this is Angelo Quinones, and this is a good example of lithos and petros. Okay, though they can be bigger, meaning those stones, those kinds of stones, lithos and petros, whatever you want to call it, lithos or petrus or whatever the accusative case construction, in the plural, or lithoi or petroi, because it changes. Greek changes according to it being singular, meaning the word, or plural. Okay, so but to be not so difficult, okay, these are smaller pieces of rock, right? Stones. These are called stones, and it could be, stone that you have in your hand also, like the stone that I don't have it with me now. I have a pair of glasses over here. The stones that I showed you earlier in an earlier tutorial, that sort of what David took from the brook, 5 smooth stones like that. That's lithoi, okay, or lithos, right, in the singular. So these are smaller stones, and as you can see, there are 9 of them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so this is just a perfect illustration. It's like God placed this perfectly. I mean, this is not only here, but I don't see this structure anywhere else around here. So this gives a good illustration of Petros and lithos, right? Versus Petra. Petra is a bigger piece of rock. Okay, sometimes it's called a cliff. Kennethan uses the word Petra, okay, when he's talking about cliff. At least three out of the 4 times that he uses Petra. And even the other, time that he used it, was still a big piece of rock, so much so that when Petros or lithos in the plural fell on top of it, it broke into many pieces, okay? So you see that in Kennethan's writings, on Anabasis, in Anabasis, chapter 4, verses, book 4, chapter 7, verses like 4 and 14. And, book 1, I believe book 1, chapter 2. You see it also, I think, there. Either book 4, chapter 2, or book 1, chapter 2. But I could get back to the Anabasis, and I could show you that later. But it's used only really basically of large cliff type structures. So this will be Petra right there, and what I'm trying to illustrate is that the smaller rock, is an example of what Jesus called Peter a stone. A stone. Could be a boulder, but basically that's what he called Peter. And then he says, upon this, Petra, and he's talking in the second person, in the third person there, I will build my church, mu attain ecclesian, my church, I will build my church, oikada meso mu attain ecclesian, so what I'm trying to say is no man, I don't care what century he's from, I don't care who he is, no man except for Jesus Christ is the chief cornerstone, is the main foundation of the church. No man. That's including the Papa. There's no such thing. There's not supposed to be a Papa. One man controlling the church. No. Christ, the Lord, is the ruler and the Lord over the church. It's not the Papa, it's not the Pope, it's not anybody else. It's not a pastor, it's not a preacher, it's not Charles Taze Russell, it's not Joseph Smith, less them, you know what I'm saying? There's supposed to be one foundation, chief cornerstone, and there is Jesus Christ. And you see that in Ephesians chapter 2, verses 19 through 22, something like that. And then you see really the same thing in Petra Alpha, 1 Peter, chapter 2, like verses 3 to 6. That's what I'm trying to say. That Christ is the foundation of the church. He's the head of the church. He's the boss of the church. It's his church. He bought and paid for it